I did promise, ladies and gentlemen, that your boy / girl will be here in full rig out, full makeup for my daughter's 16th birthday. So let me start off by saying a massive happy birthday to my wonderful, wonderful, darling daughter Circa, who I love dearly and endlessly. And if you're wondering what this is all about, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys are wondering, rightly so, what the fuck is going on here, and why is this football podcaster sitting here looking like the world's worst Sinead O'Connor impersonator in the history of the world? Thank you, Joanne, for the first super sticker, by the way. It's because, one, I lost the forfeit to you motherfuckers, and I did say that I will fulfill the forfeit. And then we thought, well, hey, what can we do? And somebody said, let him have makeup. And I said, alright, well, you know what? It's my daughter's 16th birthday today, and she can't have a party with her friends. And shout out to her boyfriend, by the way, who sent her a lovely pair of night kicks, so fair play to him on that one. So I said, what can I do to make my daughter smile? Because I'm all about making my family happy, as you all are. And so we thought we'd get the forfeit and we'll allow my daughter to have a bit of a makeup party, seeing that she couldn't have the makeup party with her friends. So Daddy stepped up and said, you know what? I'll be your makeup doll. I mean, 16, she's not playing with dolls, but you know what? Look, give me a makeover. Do you know what I mean? That is what it is. So, I don't suffer with an embarrassment gene, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So this type of shit never makes me embarrassed. So I could I could go on Sky looking like this, wouldn't bother me in the slightest. But anyway, I did promise you that I would come on, and I do love my daughter. And let me start off, as I said, by wishing a massive happy birthday to my wonderful daughter. I couldn't have asked for a better daughter, genuinely. You guys know I have an autistic son, Lucas. She is the best big sister that dude could ever hope for. And she's the best daughter. I don't know where she got such a calm, calculated head and shoulders from. Must come from her mother, because it doesn't come from me. People are asking, where's the dress? Do you think that there is a dress in this house that anybody else has that would fit my fat ass? Let's start off with that one. So, no, there isn't a dress to be had, unfortunately. We did look for wigs. I tried my best, so I had to settle for this headband. And you probably won't be able to see this, but I am on brand, because it's an Adidas headband. So do you know what I mean? I am on brand. I do like to stay Adidas with the top and all. Even went for a little necklace. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I'm doing. And hey, I am here to talk football though, and there is a lot for us to get through. So for those of you coming in that aren't used to the show, it's not always like this. I mean, it will always be this off the wall and a little bit shithouse crazy, but I'm not always this glamorous, shall we say. This is just me summoning my inner Craigina. Although, do you know what she wanted to call me? And she wanted to write it in my forehead, but I had to put a stop to it. She wanted to give me a bit of a stripper name, so she wanted to call me Pepsi. And we know that shit wasn't happening. We know that there are lines that cannot be crossed, and that was one. So, Central Red, thank you for the super chat, mate, that says props. And Donna Get In, thank you so much for the super sticker as well. I love all the happy birthday wishes to my daughter. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. A couple of bits of housekeeping as always. We have turned the ads off for the month of, May, on the channel, to make sure that you guys don't get interrupted with any of this ad nonsense. Memberships are open. We've opened up the Discord group to all Anfield Agenda members. So if you want to become a member and join our Discord group, get use of all those cool emojis, get the Anfield Agenda logo beside your name, hit that join button, ladies and gentlemen. Membership's just 99p or 99 cent a month. Our Ultra members are $4.99. Don't forget, you're going to have the Craig and Connor podcast coming your way twice a month, just for our Ultra members as well. Casper said, did I join the wrong stream? Don't know, Casper, but come on, looking smexy. Alara, how are you? Thank you for the super chat. But look, we have football to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We will get through Bet Lynch. That's a belter. That is a belter, ST boy or Saint boy. Bet Lynch from Corey. I mean, I love it. Belter. Needed a wig, said Mr. Crosby. But I didn't see you ordering me one, motherfucker, and sending it up to me. Right, so this is going to be so difficult to actually try and talk football, but we'll do what we can. So, the Premier League look like they're possibly going to delay their meeting to discuss Project Restart. The meeting was originally scheduled for Friday, but that's thought to have been delayed until Monday, likely because the UK government has pushed back its own release date of its plans to phase out the next couple of stages. So Project Restart looks like it's going to be delayed a little bit by the Premier League, or at least the meeting will be delayed a little bit. Jersey Boy, thank you for the super chat, mate. Hello, Craig Arena. Happy birthday to your daughter, mate. And another 10 going to Revolut. You don't need to, buddy. Very generous of you. Thank you. Rabadan, thank you for the super chat. I'm not going to lie, Craig. You look smashing. I'll take it, mate. I mean, if anybody wants to hit me up, do you know what I mean, you'd be swiping, wouldn't you? Do you know? That's all I'm saying. That, like, with the man boobs, I've got the cleavage, got the makeup. If you were going through now, you would swipe. Come on, you'd be swiping the right direction for your boy, wouldn't you? Right, so what do we think anyway about the restart? So it looks like the German government have given the go-ahead for the Bundesliga to start getting back to action. And I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen, that excites me more than even this makeup does. I mean, Pat Butcher. Brilliant. Where's Frank with the spinning dicky bow? I hope somebody gets that reference. Yeah, so like the Bundesliga look like they're going to be able to get started and get back playing football, and I think we're talking maybe around the 16th of May, something like that. So if that's the case, we are going to be covering Bundesliga football on this channel till the Premier League gets back, ladies and gentlemen. So pick your fucking team, pick whoever you want to support, because we're going to be doing our best to get through it. Now, there's so much to get through on tonight's stream as well. The good news is, and it is a bit of good news, and I don't believe I'm saying this looking as I am, but we have managed to get ourselves a big interview. We're just trying to tie down the date. James Pearce, formerly of The Echo, now of The Athletic, has agreed to come on our channel for a live chat and an interview. And as always, we're going to do this in their own unique way, because I know people are going to want me to interview James Pearce and ask him all the in-depth questions about transfers and that. But you know, when we get people on, I want them to have a bit of fun. So when James comes on, I want to ask him a mixture of questions that are about himself, his career, what he has enjoyed, but also about, you know, we'll sneak in a few transfer questions, of course, because, you know, I've got to respect the man. You know, the man knows what he's on about. But I like to make people feel like they're having a bit of fun when they come on and have an interview. Could have Yana Gefjortov in the bag as well, looking at that one for a little bit later on. Working on another couple of big interviews for you guys as well. And hopefully going to get Mark Goldbridge on for a chat really soon as well. So I'm working hard, as is Connor, behind the scenes, trying to make things happen, ladies and gentlemen. But I am not going to lie. Getting James Pearce, one, to follow the Twitter account, and two, to agree to come on is amazing news. Now, I've been fortunate enough to interview James Pearce on a podcast many moons ago. He was a brilliant guest, but for Conor Crosby, this is like Christmas. He is a big James Pearce fan, and he's very much looking forward to this one, and I won't let you guys down as well. We're going to try and do that interview with James Pearce live, if at all possible, so get your questions ready. I will have a date confirmed soon. I'm just waiting for a message back. James has to check, of course, his busy schedule, and we'll go from there. So, what are we thinking about Project Restart, ladies and gentlemen? It's looking like June, as things stand. Now, The Guardian have said, and this gets a bit interesting, this is where we get into the sexy stuff, other than this, the transfer news. So, The Guardian have said that the Reds have told Werner's representatives they need more time to decide whether to make an offer for the German striker. It goes on to say that the club are waiting to see what the full impact of the current financial situation is before committing such a large amount of money to a transfer. Multiple reports in Italy, by the way, have also suggested that Inter Milan are now interested in trying to secure Timo Werner's signature and are apparently prepared to offer Valentino Lazzaro in part exchange for the player. If my memory serves me correct, that player is currently on loan, I think, at Newcastle. I forgot to write down who it was, but I think it is at Newcastle. But, interestingly enough as well, from a positive perspective, Bayern Munich have finally admitted defeat in the pursuit of Timo Werner, with Lothar Matthäus coming out and saying, now he has let it be known that a move abroad would appeal to him more than a move to Munich. I think that the Werner and Bavaria chapter is now finally over. Which is good news, and it's kind of news that we knew. I mean, Timo Werner himself did come out and say that he wanted to move abroad if he was going to leave RB Leipzig, and he has kind of issued to come and get me plea to Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, and I still think that this deal is going to happen. Now, I know that David Maddock, who is an excellent journalist, has said that he doesn't believe Liverpool are going to do any business this summer. I think that the money men will be able to get this one over the line, in my humble opinion, and that is based on just nothing that may be blind optimism at this point. But I do think we will see Timo Werner. I do think Nike are going to want to have a player brought in to help with the shirt sales, to help with the launch of Nike as Liverpool's shirt manufacturers or kit manufacturers going forward. So as much as I said I have nothing but respect for David Maddock, I do disagree with him on this one, but it could be more out of hope than anything else. But what do you guys think, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think we're going to get Timo Werner done? Do you think that there's too much naysaying going on, and there's talk of potentially football not getting back until the entirety of next season behind closed doors as well? So if that was to happen, probably around 85 to 100 million in losses of gate revenue for Liverpool Football Club, and that, you know, many other Premier League clubs would be facing similar problems. And of course that would then drop right down through the divisions, and heaven knows where we'd end up. But let's try and focus on a Liverpool perspective for now, and say, I want to get your thoughts on Timo Werner. Do you think we're going to get him? Do you think that we don't need him? Brendan O'Connor said, I don't know if you meant to write Mo Salah, mate, but you wrote no Salah, so I'm not sure which way to go with that one. Boya said, too good to sit on the bench, but he won't be sitting on the bench. This is kind of what... Now, of course, I'm not having a go at Boya here. I love Boya, but this is what annoys me a little bit. It's like, you can't bring in a player unless he's an obvious starting 11 player. Well, he may well be an obvious starting 11 player, but he also... The benefit of coming to Liverpool for Timo Werner is, I suppose, threefold. Firstly, he gets to come and play for, in my opinion, the best manager in the world. Secondly, he gets to come and play in a team that are right now the best team in the world. And thirdly, he gets to come in, be under no pressure, get to play alongside Sadio, get alongside Bobby, alongside Mo, and slot in when needed, get used to the system, build himself up, and not be under the same pressure that a player coming into a team, let's just say, that really needs a striker that has to go in and get 30 goals a season. He won't have that unnecessary pressure on his shoulders, which I think would allow him to adapt to a move to a club like Liverpool even better. And we already know that Jurgen Klopp likes to hold players back a little bit until he knows they're fully up to speed and implemented to both his attacking philosophy, his pressing, the league, the culture, and everything that goes with moving country and joining a new league. So for me, I actually think that the fact that we have the best front three in world football, in my opinion, right now, is another reason he should come to the club, rather than something that we can label against a reason that he shouldn't come. That's my opinion on it anyway. What have we got? Sean McDermott said, where can I find the link to the Discord? You can't, mate, because you're not a member of the channel. The members of the channels are the ones that have the Anfield Agenda logos beside their name, buddy. Click that join button, and it's for members that pay 99p a month to come and join the channel, buddy. Yeah, you can't find it without being a member, unfortunately. But click that join button if you do want to become a member, and of course you will get used to all those new emojis as well. Now, unfortunately, the bad news is there is no Craig and makeup emoji as we currently speak. So I know that's going to disappoint a lot of people. Dave Sweeney's putting in all the emojis there that the members get used to using. Thank you for that. From Thursday onwards, or whenever our next stream is, we will be back dual casting or simulcasting on both Hot Mic and on YouTube as well. Particularly with football looking like it's going to be coming back to action later this month in the Bundesliga. Do please make sure you download that Hot Mic app, ladies and gentlemen. There is a link in the description below. We had a pretty decent month last month on Hot Mic, even though there is no football. If you don't know what Hot Mic is, allow Craigina to kind of tell you how it works. Hot Mic is this fantastic app that allows you to have mine or your favourite other broadcasters that are on Hot Mic's commentary over the football game that you're watching. So let's use an example. Liverpool are going to play Everton, say, and the Premier League's back, and you don't want to listen to BT or Sky's commentary, whoever it might be, because you're used to our watch-alongs and you enjoy them. Well, if you download the free Hot Mic app, so HOTMIC, download that free app. It's available on the Google Play Store, it's available on the Apple App Store, and then you download the app. What will happen is it'll ask you for a sign-up code or a welcome code. The welcome code is Anfield, all capital letters, all one word. That is the welcome code for our channel. It'll then ask you to follow the channel as well. And then on a match day, when the game starts and you're ready to go, it doesn't matter if you've paused it and you've gone to make a cup of tea, you've gone to the toilet or whatever, you come back in, you open up the app. So you find the stream that you want to listen to. In this case, let's say it's Anfield Agenda, Liverpool versus Everton, or vice versa. You click on that, and a big sync button will appear. It listens to your television. This is the genius of it. It knows at what point in the game you at home in your own house are watching, and it will adjust my match commentary to be in sync with how you are watching the game. All you do then is lower down your television. You can either play it through your mobile device, the audio I mean. The picture will still be on your TV as per normal. The audio can either play through a sound bar, you can play it through your mobile device, you can play it through your tablet or whatever, and it allows you to keep up to date with what's going on. Unlike YouTube, there will be no spoilers because you won't be behind in the live chat. Oh, there is a live chat function on Hot Mic as well, by the way, yes. So you will be able to keep up to with exactly what's going on without the spoilers that you get on what is a very popular product of ours, which is our watch-alongs on YouTube. They're probably our biggest subscriber gainer that we have on the channel. So please do us that favour. It does help us out financially. It doesn't cost you guys a penny. The app is free to use. There's no ads on the app. And it's pretty similar to YouTube, but with a couple of bonuses as well. So please do download the app. Link in the description and put in the code Anfield, all capital letters. Right, great piece of art, said Cameron, with regards to my beautiful makeup. Thank you. What have we got? Craig, you boom, you best show ever. I try and make people smile, mate. It's what I do. And this made my daughter smile, which is most important for me. Are you ready for the birthday girl's entrance? Said Sabrina Holden, my wife. Yes, I'm always ready for her entrance. Are you coming in? Birthday girl? Are you going to come in and say hello? I know, look, this is your creation. The least that you can do is wave a hand or say hello to everybody.
We're out front there.
You need to put your head in a bit more, darling. See, I do have a daughter. She does exist. And she did do this to me, yes, live on the stream. So
say hi to Jack.
Jack, hi. Hi, Jack. I don't know why I'm saying hi to Jack, but thank you, Jack, and hello. And yeah, so I do have an actual daughter. I know you see me talking about Lucas all the time, but I do have a daughter as well, and she is amazing. So, your daughter should have painted your hair. Yeah, man, I need to, I only have a certain amount of time as well to get ready in this. And today was a good day for me, and I will get back to the football, of course I will. Today was a good day for me though, folks, because today was the first day I left my house since, I think, March the 3rd, something like that. And it was for a very good reason, by the way. I had to drive up to Dublin because my wife's parents have been cocooning. And with some of the restrictions here in Ireland being lifted, I need to bring them up some essentials. I needed to bring them up some medical stuff. I needed to bring them up some masks. And I needed to drop them off a few other bits and pieces. Now, they live about a 45-minute drive straight along the motorway. So I dropped them up. We social distance and sat 12 feet apart as we had a quick conversation. And then I drove straight back home, got this done to me by my beautiful young daughter, and then ended up being where we are right now, live on the stream with my wife, who's too much of a pussy to ever come onto the stream. Oh look, I have a wife as well. She does exist. See? She told me she'd never do that, so this is just showing you what a big day today we have.
It's her birthday.
There you go, it's my daughter's birthday and she rules the roost in the house. You've got my wife and my daughter on the stream, which I genuinely never thought that would happen. Never thought that would happen. Now, I promise you we'll get back to the football stuff, but it was always good to, for me, bye-bye. It was always, it was good for me to see a change of scenery, and that drive up and down, just, man, I appreciated it. Fucking hell, I appreciate it. Just the drive, being able to look out the window and see something different for the first time in 9 weeks just lifted my spirits massively. Right, what else have we got? Reminds me of when I used to put makeup and baubles on my dad. Lovely, said Jenny, excuse me. Well, that's the whole idea, Jenny. I just wanted to make her smile. She couldn't have a birthday party, so you know what I mean. I became her makeup party. Right, loads more stuff to get through. So we've been talking before about when Project Restart does kind of get going, about where the games might be played, and we've been hearing loads of talk about a potential 8 to 10 neutral venues being used in the Premier League to try and get the remaining games finished. Now, the Telegraph have put out a list of stadiums that could be used by the Premier League as neutral venues. Those include Wembley Stadium, West Ham's London Stadium, the Etihad Stadium, Brighton's Amex Stadium, Old Trafford, St Mary's, of course, Southampton Stadium, the Emirates Stadium, and Leicester's King Power Stadium. They are obviously chosen for specific reasons. At this moment in time, I'm not aware of exactly what they are, but I'm sure that there's valid reasons for them. And whatever keeps the players and the officials and the camera crews and everybody else involved the safest, I don't mind. That works for me. Now, there was some objections, I believe, to football being played at neutral grounds. And I think I read somewhere that the 6 lowest ranked teams in the Premier League were the 6 that were a little bit unhappy with games being played in neutral grounds. One of them being, of course, Brighton, who are actually listed on this list of stadiums that could potentially be used. So they were complaining about something that maybe they did need to complain about. I don't know, because I think they said, I think if my memory serves me right, their chairman came out and said that they had 9 games left. 5 of those would have been at the Amex, and even in an empty Amex, they would have felt like they still had a little advantage on the home field, and that may well be the case. So look, we all hope the Project Restart gets back and that football gets going again, the Premier League in June. We do look like we have the Bundesliga to look forward to, and I'm so excited. I am so excited. Now, something is interesting with regards to the Bundesliga. Last count, and this was yesterday when I got these numbers, I think 10 players in the top 2 divisions of German football had been tested positive. 3 of those alone at Cologne, I believe, from what I'm led to. Now, I wondered, would this force a shutdown immediately? Or what would happen if this was to happen under Project Restart in the Premier League? And it seems like there hasn't been, I don't want to say an overreaction because that is not the right phrase here, but it seems like they have been taken into consideration and they still feel comfortable enough with moving forward. Now, it is always imperative that we push aside how much money footballers earn. And I think there was a survey done that said that at least 20% of players surveyed felt uncomfortable or were at least worried at the idea of getting back training and playing. And those players have to be listened to. They do. As much as we all want Liverpool to win those 2 games, win the Premier League and get it all done, definitely do have to make sure that everybody feels safe and comfortable. Jack Ryan said, thanks for the shout out, Circa. Thank you for the super chat, Jack. You were extremely generous, mate. I don't know if it was you in particular that you were shouting out, but if it was, hi and thank you and welcome again, buddy. Sophie Pryor, the newest member to Anfield Agenda FC. Welcome, Sophie, and enjoy the emojis and welcome to our Discord group. Do you honestly think it'll restart, Craig? It would be nice to win the league at Old Trafford, said Red for Life. Do you know, I do. I do, mate. I honestly do think it will restart. Will there be some hiccups along the way? Probably. I don't think it'll be a flawless restart, unlike this fucking flawless makeup that you're looking at here. And there may be a player or 2 or 3 or 4 that becomes ill. I don't know what happens in those situations, but we have to presume that they've thought these things through as well, and we move forward. Now, I don't care personally what stadiums use and what stadiums aren't used, because we're good enough to beat anybody in their own patch, and it doesn't matter if United Stadium is used, if the Etihad's used. Nobody's catching us, let's be honest with it. It's all about just making sure that the sporting integrity and the integrity of the league is maintained, and that those that need to fight for European places, fight for them. Those that need to stave off relegation or are fighting on the bottom end of the table can get sorted out as well. And don't forget that there is prize money for every different place in the Premier League, so there's always something at stake. Now, it's easy for us to sit here, have this conversation from our elite ivory tower of Premier League football, but we of course do have to look at the Championship and the tiers below as well, and we need to make sure that everything is in place for those guys and that financially those clubs are going to be okay, because nobody wants to see a football club go under. It's one thing a club goes under for financial mismanagement, but nobody could have seen what was going to come and what is happening right now in the world. So I don't think anybody wants to see a football club go under in these circumstances, and I think it is important that the Premier League do stand up, take account, which they have done, and try and help out as much as possible. Somebody said there, Gordon Taylor said we shouldn't play the full 90 minutes, and that was actually a question that Boya put to me earlier on a WhatsApp, or sent me a WhatsApp message saying, have you heard about this rumour that maybe we'll only be playing 45 minutes? Again though, that kind of leads back to the sporting integrity for me. I mean, when you signed up to the start of the Premier League, you signed up to play 38 games, 90 minutes a game, 19 home, 19 away, And it looks like if we're going to be playing at neutral venues, they will have to make some adjustments to the integrity and the rules that are in place. But to change games to be less than 90 minutes, that's changing the sport, in my opinion. Then what happens to the teams who, say, are very good stamina-wise, or teams who are particularly good in the early stages of games against those who are particularly good in the latter stages of games? I don't know. And we all want football back. We're all going to hear different things. The Dejan Lovren news, by the way, which I'm sure you guys are all asking me or expecting me to talk about. If you don't know what the news is, just Google Dejan Lovren, I don't know, 5G or something, and you'll probably get it. I'm extremely disappointed. Extremely disappointed, I have to say. To see... And again, these quotes, I can't, like, I'd love to sit here and say that they probably can't be attributed to him, but, you know, I think they fucking can. Very disappointing from somebody who I already thought went full on Dejan Lovren too many times. Well, he's gone batshit Dejan Lovren in this scenario for me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I can't defend it in any way, shape or form. I'm not even going to try and defend it. It's just ridiculous. Have a read of it yourself. The information's out there. Why do I look like, you said a prawn star? You might say a pawn star. Maybe I do look like a prawn star. I don't know. Why do I look like a porn star? Because times are hard, mate. And I'm hustling. Trying to get out here and make some cheddar. Do you know what I mean? And a man's got to do, or someone's got to do what someone's got to do. And I've got to make that cheddar somehow. Don't forget, super chats are open, ladies and gentlemen. Super stickers are open. And of course, memberships are open as well. Most importantly, though, this will be an ad-free month on Anfield agenda, because we want to just try and keep the fun coming and make you guys smile. Right, so there's also talk that Sky and BT could show select Premier League games, including some Liverpool games, for free. What did I just say? Oh, you heard me right. So all of the remaining 92 games of the 2019-2020 season will be screened, with most on Sky and BT, and there's talk that some might even end up back on Amazon Prime. BBC might get permission to show more highlights, but it's doubtful that any games will be shown free on free to air. Sorry, there was a hair on my face here and I was just trying to pick it off. So yeah, it's very unlikely that BBC will get to show any games, but they may get more of a highlights package. And as I said, Sky and BT are looking at ways to potentially show some games for free on their YouTube channels. Again, interesting. And I'm all for this festival of football, because we need it, let's be honest. I mean, even if you're not a football fan right now, if you're a wife or a lady or a boyfriend of a girl who's mad about football and you couldn't give a shit about football, even just making your partner happy or knowing that you won't have to listen to them just completely moaning about the fact that there's no sport will surely make you smile. So for me, this is an absolutely brilliant idea. I mean, fair play to Sky and BT if that is the case. But again, the fact that they're going to show all remaining 92 games is great. The Amazon thing is interesting. I mean, I read an article somewhere before, because we know that Amazon had 2 games, or I think it was 2 games this season, that was shown around Christmas time, available on Amazon Prime in the UK. Now in Ireland, those games weren't shown on Amazon. They were actually shown on... what was the name of the channel? Premier Sport was the channel that they were shown on over here. And interestingly enough for me, from what I've read in this article, Amazon were willing to splash out that money apparently, not because they gave a shit about football. Maybe they do, I don't know. And people said that watched it said that they put across a pretty good show. But it was to kind of get, I think it was more to get people's information, so to get people on Amazon, to get knowing what people like and what people don't like. And I think they may have been playing the long game, which, you know what, fair play. It's quite clever. I know a lot of people who signed up for the free month as well, and they were able to watch those 2 games with the free month of Amazon Prime. So whatever works for you, and I'm all for as many people as possible getting to watch football as cheaply as possible. So with that in mind, however this works, all those 92 games going to be shown somewhere. I'm all for it. How do you guys feel about it? Here, said Drew Branch. Liverpool YNWA, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, my friend, the newest member to the channel. We're getting really close to 200 members now as well, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So if you were thinking of signing up and becoming a member, I know we love to hit these targets. As you can see, our subscriber count is dropping a little bit, Not much. I mean, just a few here or there because there's no football, and we are a live football-based channel that kind of works for match watch-alongs. So if you are enjoying the stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Give us a big thumbs up as well, but keep your comments coming. And what else have we got here? John Hamilton said, "Happy birthday, Circa. Tell your dad this is for you, not his Diet Coke fetish." Fetish. I love the way you call it a fetish, mate. Do I get sexy with it? Maybe. But thank you, John. That's very kind of you, mate. And I'm sure YouTube won't at all take their 30% cut because they know it's for my daughter's birthday. But they will. But thank you, John. You're very, very generous, mate. Thank you. Right. Ex-BBC Sports and conspiracy theorist claims COVID is... I can't really talk about it too much because I don't want the channel, this stream to be taken off air. So I kind of have to be very, very careful. Al Mitch said, "Worth the 99 pennies, easy for the membership." Thank you, Al. And the beauty of it is, it's 99p if you're in England, it's 99 cent if you're in Ireland or the European Union, and it's 99 cent for the American viewers as well. So what is cheap as chips? It's actually fucking cheaper than chips because you're not going to get chips for 99p a month. So there you go. So please do hit that join button as well. And hello, Uncle Fester. Yeah, I dress up this way for your mum, mate. Prince of Demons. She loves it when I dress up in full drag queen outfit. Her Uncle Fester fetish kind of kicks in a little bit more when I've got the makeup on. And also, I didn't want to say this to you, mate, but, you know, she's a bit of a swinger. She goes both ways. You know, she likes it mixed up from time to time. And I want to make her happy. So, you know what I mean? Uncle Fester says hi. But sexy Uncle Fester says, "What's up?" to your mom. Love from Uncle Fester to you. Don't come at me. You're never going to win, honestly. What have we got? Casper said, "Troops said Firmino wouldn't get into the Arsenal team." I don't know if Troops did or did not say that. If we did say that, come on, Troops. What a lad. Like, Troops is so much fun. I love the guy, but that's a ridiculous statement if that's the take. Al Mitch said, "How much of a cut do Hot Mike take with regards to which, mate?" They don't take any cut from any of you guys signing up or sharing our streams or anything like that. So I don't know what you're talking about. If it's in regards to tipping, again, it's Google and Apple, I think, with Hot Mic that take a 30% cut there of any tips on Hot Mic. But the money that the Hot Mic pay us with regards to people signing up and people using it and people signing up and following us, nothing. They don't take a penny. They're absolute superstars. Hex Boom said, "I was thinking of Sinead O'Connor. Glad you seem to be doing better." I'm doing really good, thank you. And I love the way so many people keep looking out for me and asking me how I'm doing and messaging me and emailing, and I really appreciate it because I'm one of the lucky ones. I've always said, yes, I suffer with mental health issues. Yes, I'm going to have my good days and my bad days, and yes, I'm going to have my battles, but I have a fucking army behind me, and that's what I found out recently. I have an army behind me, and how can a man that has an army of love behind him not come back on and smile? So as I've always said, what you guys did for my family, what you guys did for my wife and kids when I was down in the dumps, when I made that video and I was in a really bad place, you helped more than you'll ever know, and got me to this place where I'm comfortable sitting here in makeup to do a stream to make my daughter smile. So again, I love each and every one of you motherfuckers more than I can ever say, and knowing that not just I have a group or community behind me, I have a goddamn army behind me that's got my back and that's got each other's back. That is a thing of beauty, ladies and gentlemen. This community that we're building together as we move forward, it's something special. Those of you that are in our Discord group, those of you that are on the streams regularly will know people care for each other in this group, and I fucking love it. I love the fact that people are always looking out for each other. It's beautiful. Right, what have we got? We all have our battles, brother. Absolutely, Al. Absolutely. And as I've always said, I'm one of the lucky ones. I have a good support system in place. I have a good psychologist, and I'm one of the lucky ones. But if you are somebody that is battling, don't give up. Always speak up. Always reach out for help. There are many, many, many great charities and many, many, many great organisations out there for you to reach out to. And don't suffer in silence, because that's the worst thing that you can do. I promise you, talking always helps. So if you're suffering, particularly where we are at the moment, some people might be experiencing feelings that they've never felt before. Some people might be getting cabin fever. Some people might be feeling anxiety that they've gone through their whole life without feeling. It's okay. It's okay to feel those things. You're human. It's okay not to be perfect. Nobody expects you to be perfect. But all we're saying is reach out to a professional, reach out to a family member, a friend, speak up. Do not suffer in silence. As somebody who has been through it, I can tell you that the best thing that you can do is speak up and never be afraid to let yourself, I was going to say look silly, but never be afraid to show emotion. You're a human being. We all feel it. Anyway, back to football. Somebody say something about Cinco de Mayo there. I believe I did. My daughter was born on Cinco de Mayo. And you know what? That was one of my first thoughts in the hospital, mate. That if my daughter had been born in I was going to say Mayo, in Mexico, that it would have been pretty special. So Drew Branch said it's Cinco de Mayo somewhere. Exactly. And I actually did think that when my daughter was born 16 years ago. Oh my God, it's Cinco de Mayo. Little did I know that Canelo Alvarez was going to be fighting on most of her birthdays throughout his professional career. But hey, there you go. What have we got? I'm with Drew, waiting on some tacos and a few cold ones later tonight after work. Said Darkness. I found out that my favourite takeaway, and I am on a diet because I am trying to lose weight. And again, that's something that I'm trying to take from the good vibes that I'm having right now. I'm trying to carry that love, and I'm going to try and push myself through to lose some weight. But believe it or not, I haven't had a takeaway in the 9 weeks of this lockdown that I've been in. So my favourite Chinese takeaway opened yesterday, and I am going to have one tomorrow because you know what? I deserve it. My daughter had one today for her birthday with my wife and my son, and I even abstained from that one to try and be good. But when I found out that my favourite one was open, yeah, I'm eating out there tomorrow for sure. Joanne Fisher said, keep it up. I'll try, Joanne. And thank you. You know what's actually nuts? It's really hard to get exercise equipment. So I went on to try and order some exercise equipment to the house because let's be quite honest about it. I know gyms aren't open, but with my anxiety and the way I am, I ain't going to fucking gyms anyway. So I was trying to order a cross trainer or an elliptical machine. And God, those things are hard to find right now because people can't get to gyms and they're ordering them left, right and centre. So even at that, I was looking at a month's wait. So I'm just going to do my best to try and keep ticking over. But I want to keep myself healthy for you guys as well. Because a healthier me, probably with some exercise, will give you a better Craig and better shows and less to worry about. Because I don't like knowing that if I'm going through a bad patch, you guys worry about me. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing, ladies and gents. But again, thank you for all your support. Right, what have we got? So the gaffer, Jurgen Klopp, was answering a question from beIN Sport about the potential transfers of Sancho and Mbappe, and this is what he had to say. He said, look, I cannot answer those kind of questions without creating headlines the next day. I know that's what I don't want to do. I love them all, and there's a few players more out there. They're all exceptional players. The players they are now is because of their own attitude, because of their skills and all of that stuff. I love watching them, but I have no problem that I've never trained one of them. And then he went on to speak about, of course, the great front three that he does have at Liverpool. Now, Jurgen Klopp has always been very coy, and he's never really been one to speak about potential transfer targets openly, and rightly so. But I want to know what you guys think ahead of the upcoming transfer window. Drew Brand said Koulibaly, reinforcements here. Now, I did see an article about Koulibaly, Drew, so the article lost me at the point where it said that Liverpool have a kind of an ace up their sleeve in that Napoli could be interested in Dejan Lovren. And I kind of thought, really? Like, that's where we're at now. Like, we're actually putting together pieces where we're saying that Koulibaly could come to Liverpool because Napoli want Dejan Lovren. Like, that's genuinely serious. Because I don't see any way Liverpool go after Koulibaly. I mean, I would love to be wrong, because he's an exceptional centre-back. I just don't think that we need him, and I don't think that we should be going out there and spending that much money on a player who we don't need, as I've rightly said. I mean, that we just don't need to go out there and spend that much money on a player. So for me, that was one story that when I read it, it lost me, and I couldn't buy into it as much as I wanted to. So I'd love to know what you guys think on that one. Boy Craig, eat your heart out. Boy George, actually, you know what, Boy George, Dara, had the pleasure of seeing Boy George do a couple of DJ sets over the years as well. Pretty as well as obviously Culture Club and great music. Pretty damn fine DJ as well. Right, what else we got? Liverpool target Correa, said Eugene McGeever. Yes, we had been linked with a move for Sevilla's. Is it Sevilla? No, Lazio, formerly of Sevilla, I think, but Lazio's Angel Correa, is that the correct one? We've been linked to him for sure. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, Eugene. I don't know, but there definitely has been talk of Liverpool going after that young man. And there's also been talk that Liverpool could land a 30% sell-on fee if one of our former players that's at Lazio, what is the dude's name again? Why does this always happen to me on streams? Former Liverpool player at Lazio, Luis Alberto, that's the one. Yes, Luis Alberto. If he gets sold on, which looks like it could happen, Liverpool have a 30% sell-on clause on that deal as well, I believe, which is again brilliant work. Craig, would you keep Lovren? No. Forever no. 100% no. And especially no after that fucking bullshit that he came out with recently, Casper, that I was talking about earlier on. I mean, he has a habit of putting his foot in his mouth sometimes before games with regards to his press duties, but this to me, I mean, each to their own and all that shit, but nah. Sorry, mate. I think it's time to move on, Dejan Lovren. I really, really, really do. For varying reasons. Am I on Hot Mic tonight? No, buddy. Only on here. Every stream from this one back on, though, will be available on both Hot Mic and on YouTube for tonight and for our last stream. We wanted to just go back and see if we can get you guys to take a few more subscribes on the L YouTube channel. What are we? We're about 10 shy of moving up to 37,600. So if you are watching, you are enjoying the stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Jason Collins Mannion said, I'm so confused. Why are you finding me a bit attractive, Jason? It's okay. Perfectly natural feelings, buddy. Deal with them. It's okay. I'm finding me a bit attractive as well. So it's okay, Jason. And I'm only joking with you, pal. Give him away free, said Al Mitch. What did Lovren say? Best to Google it, Rob, rather than me say it. Just Google either Dejan Lovren 5G or Dejan Lovren David, and it should come up from there. I don't even want to say his name for fear of getting in trouble with YouTube. What have we got? Send him to United, he'll be an improvement for them, said John Hamilton. I did read an article a while ago, though, that said that the 4 clubs in London were interested in Dejan Lovren. Arsenal, who was it? Arsenal, West Ham, Crystal Palace and Spurs. So, you know, I always assumed that if Dejan Lovren moved on, he'd move on to somewhere abroad. Liverpool, you never walk alone, said Craig. Realistic summer signings. Well, to go back to the article from David Maddock that said the players that we were looking at, Houssem Aouar and Timo Werner were the ones that apparently Mr. Maddock thought or believed that Liverpool were most keeping tabs on, so I'd be more than happy to hear about that. People ask me about Loris Karius. Did I hear about him? Yes. So Loris Karius is coming back to Liverpool. He has cancelled his loan spell, his 2-year loan deal with Besiktas for, I think, reasons that he hasn't been paid and a few other bits and pieces as well. Now, what will that mean? Will he come back and become Liverpool's number 2? I highly doubt it. I think that Liverpool, he'll come back, of course, he'll train with Liverpool. He is a Liverpool player and he'll be welcomed back to the club by the staff and players and such with open arms, as he should be. But I think he will be moved on. I think that Liverpool will look to recoup what they can for him and move him on to another club. There's been talk of Wolves being interested in Loris Karius. How true that is or not, I don't know. King Kong Bundy. I mean, okay, mate, if you're talking about me nuts, then yes, spot on, mate. King Kong Bundy with these big Irish nuts for sure. But if you're just here to troll, mate, honestly, I'm in the humour for you, and you're trolling as BTEC at best, Keen. So how about you do us all a favour, mate, and just go fuck yourself? Does that work for you? Because it works for me. I've seen a few of your comments now, mate. They're all spam. So King Kong Bundy out, and so's Keen. So TTFN, bitch. Right, anyway, back to the good stuff. We should get Aki as our Lovren replacement. Yes, that would do me rather nicely. For varying reasons. 1, his age. 2, you know, he's already played alongside Virgil van Dijk for the Dutch national team. I like him, and I think it would be a very good piece of business. What would cost? I've no idea. And is there any truth to it? Probably not. I mean, I've genuinely not seen many articles linking us to Ake, but he would be somebody who I'd be more than happy with us going out and getting to come in for sure. Now we do have Sepp Vandenberg, Kylian Hoover, and we've young Nat Phillips, who's currently on loan at Stuttgart, and it looks like that loan at Stuttgart may be extended for another season. That will of course be sorted out in due course. King Kong Bundy, who's that? A wrestler from the old days, mate. It's defo not Ted Bundy's cousin or anything like. Niall said Koulibaly and VVD is overpowered. Who's going to get past? Nobody. Niall, you're not going to get an argument from me, mate. I absolutely agree with you that those two playing together with Robbo and Trent would be amazing. I just don't see the fact, like, we're already talking about, with the world being where it is now financially, Niall, that Liverpool may not be able to afford Timo Werner, somebody who we've been really, really looking at, and quite frankly I think we need. To then go and drop as much as Koulibaly would cost, even with a potential Lovren part exchange, I just don't see it happening, buddy. As much as I'd love it, Koulibaly's a wonderful centre back. Upamecano, Werner double swoop would be nice. I'm sure that I'd read somewhere, Cheddars, and again, mate, happy to be proven wrong on this. I usually am. That Upamecano could be about to sign a new deal with Leipzig. But then there's been loads of interest in him as well from various clubs. Let's not forget that he's working with a very good manager there in Julian Nagelsmann, who improved players dramatically, and he's still very young for a centre back, and those big moves will always be there. So much like I've said for the likes of James Maddison at Leicester, if I was advising him, I'd be saying, you know what, stay there another year or so, plenty of time for further big moves. Young Haaland as well, have I pronounced it right? Because somebody pulled me up on that one the last time. Again, for him, I would be saying absolutely no rush to move on from Dortmund, man. Keep banging in the goals. Your value is only going to go one way. You're going to be playing in a good league. You're going to be playing Champions League football regularly. And those big moves will always be there for you. Sophie said, when does Brewster's loan with Swansea end? I would imagine that it was due to end at the end of May. Maybe, Sophie, but I think with what's happening, any loan spells like that or players' contracts that are coming to an end at the end of the season will probably be extended. And I think Brewster... What's your opinion on Brewster, by the way, guys? Do you see him going out on loan next season? And if so, where to? I mean, I was on Claude Nabance's pod the other night. Was it last night I did that one? Yes, last night. Great show, by the way. Please do go over and check it out. Thank you to Claude, to Diesel, to Terry, to Lee Chappie, who was on there, to Sophie as well, who was on there. It was a great podcast. I really enjoyed it. It's up on the YouTube channel if you want to go and check it out. Claude and the Bansters, great fun, and thank you for having me on. Anyway, we were talking, and I've kind of distracted myself a little bit. Yeah, so we were talking about the potential loan move for somebody like Raheem Brewster. And do you know where I think would be ideal for him? Leeds. If Leeds come up to the Premier League, haven't they just sent that kid back to Arsenal who they had on loan? I can't for the life of me think of his name right now, and I was able to think of it the other night. Nikita, is that his name? That young striker. So they're going to be looking for somebody, and I think Raheem Brewster could do a job for them in the Premier League. And I like Bielsa and the way he goes and plays football. So for me, a move to Leeds on loan for a season for Raheem Brewster if they got promoted would be pretty good for me, in my humble opinion. Ben White would be nice, said Subi. I agree, and somebody who has been linked to the club, mate. Brighton and Hove player on loan at Leeds, has gone down and played through the divisions in the lower tiers of English football, i.e. League 1, League 2, Championship, and now could potentially be coming up to the Premier League. So again, good show. Where is Craig? Who's this sexy beast I'm looking at? Said Kay Brennan. It's my I would say alter ego, mate, but I probably have about 20 of them, so I don't know. This is my happy birthday to my beautiful daughter's present. We only need a backup to Gomez and VVD, not a replacement for Gomez in the starting 11, said Brian, which is true. I mean, let's not forget, we do still have Joel Matip, who has signed a new deal at the club as well, so we do have 3 confirmed top-level centre-backs, with also Fabinho, who's able to drop in and play there if needed. Hendo has been known to play there on occasion. We have Sepp Vandenberg and Kylian Hoover. So yeah, I get where Brian's coming from as well. Do I think we need a midfielder? Asked the mythical 123. Yes, the Houssem Aouar type midfielder, mate, or the Kai Havertz type midfielder. Somebody to help with a bit of creativity. A lot can fall on the shoulders of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain when he's fit to kind of force that creativity. So I think somebody with a bit of guile, an eye for a pass, somebody to play a little ball around the corner. Yes, Aouar for me, although I can't pronounce his name, would be ideal. But yeah, I do. We do have a load of like central midfielders with regards to Jordan Henderson, Wijnaldum, whose contract situation is of course yet to be resolved. Fabinho, we have Marco Cruz, who's on loan. We had Lallana, he's going to be moving on. We have Curtis Jones, who again plays more on the front foot as an attacker. Naby Keita. I'm sure I'm probably James Milner. So like we're not short of midfielders at the club, but we are short of maybe midfielders with a bit of creativity. Now, with that being said, I think we're also, and I'm guilty of this as well, underplaying the capabilities of Jordan Henderson to play a forward-looking pass. We've seen more when Fabinho's come back from injury and Henderson's been allowed to play a little bit further forward. I mean, if he gives himself a yard on that right-hand side, much like Trent, he can deliver an excellent ball into the box or in behind. So, don't underestimate Hendo's creativity as well. Has the AFCON been postponed, or will our players still have to go midway through the next season? As far as I know, Edward, as things stand, it is still scheduled to take place back in the winter months when it had been moved to a summer tournament. So that's as things stand, as I'm aware, Edward. But like everything else, buddy, this could change as we go along. There was a super sticker there I wanted to say thank you to. Rob Shepherd, mate, thank you so much for the very suitable super sticker, mate. Well in, thank you. Joanne said Gooner Claw TV is the channel name. Perfect. Thank you so much, Joanne. And I'm going to be a regular Liverpool contributor whenever they need one over on that podcast or over on that show on the channel as well. And of course, I'm going to try and get Claude. Not try, we've already agreed to it. It's just getting a date sorted out. Claude, Terry, and Diesel over onto our channel for a chat as well. Obviously, Sophie, who's over there. The hairdryer treatment, I believe, is the name of Sophie's YouTube channel. She's going to come on for a chat as well. She's a Manchester United fan. Really good fun. Knows her stuff. Plays the game at a high level herself. Again, love to be able to have a chat with her. Right, Minamino could change our requirements as well if he shows his potential, said Dara. Yes, I mean, the more we talk about this, the more I'm almost talking myself out of the need for transfers. Because you're right, Takumi Minamino, we haven't even seen the best of yet. We still have to see the best of Naby Keita as well. So I'm still going to be greedy though. I'm still going to want us to go and sign at least Timo Werner. I mean, I do think it'd feel a bit anticlimactic if we didn't go out and get somebody this summer. And Werner seems to tick all the boxes and somebody who wants us, and we seem to really want him as well. So, did we overspend on Naby Keita? No, Casper, I don't think we did, mate. I think the way the deal was structured was really intriguing, actually. But I don't think we did overspend on him. I just don't think he has lived up yet to the fee that we paid. But he will, I think, in time prove to be well worth that money, in my opinion. Branaldino 7 said, I love the makeup. Thank you, mate. As explained, it is a birthday present to my daughter who turned 16 today. And I lost, not a bet, but I had to do a forfeit because you guys got us 1,700 followers on Hot Mic. And I said, when we get to 1,700, I'll do a forfeit. You guys picked the forfeit. It was for me to wear makeup. And then I just thought, hey, you know what? It's my daughter's 16th birthday. She can't have a party. I'll let her give me a makeover and I'll go on and do a live stream with it. So I'd kind of kill two birds with one stone there. And again, if you guys do want to do us a favour, and like the rest of us, you're broke and you can't afford to send super chats or super stickers, one way you can help us out without having to put your hand in your pocket is by downloading the Hot Mic app. HOTMIC, Hot Mic. It's available to Google Play Store. It's available in the Apple App Store. It is completely free. Download the app. Use the sign-up code or the welcome code Anfield, all capital letters. And give us a follow on there as well. And you will be helping us out without having to put your hand in your pocket. Thank you very much. Right, there's some more stuff I need to get through as well. A little talk about Ergakan Kikir, who of course is a goalkeeper that we spoke about before. And then James Pearce has tweeted that Loris Karius terminated his contract with Besiktas, the end of his 2-year loan spell in Turkey. LFC have known for months that they would need to find another club for him in the summer. So as you can already see, like I touched on earlier on, there isn't much belief that Karius is going to come back to Liverpool for the long term. It will be to move out. So again, I wish him every success with wherever his career may take him. I think, is he 27 years of age now, Loris Karius, is that right? Manchester City looking at signing any good players this summer. Sophie, I haven't got a clue. With the way the world is and the finances of football, I don't know what's going on this summer. But yeah, you would imagine Manchester City will look to close that gap to Liverpool. The intriguing thing will be if the Court of Arbitration for Sport uphold their ban from Europe. Will players like Kevin De Bruyne look at leaving? Because I'm sure, and again I'm open to be corrected on this, but I'm sure I at least seen a headline somewhere saying that he would be unhappy or explore his options or something along that kind of rhetoric if Manchester City were not in the Champions League. So, you know, there is that as well to take into account. And of course the Court of Arbitration for whatever could impose a fine on Manchester City as well. Not that that would really mean that, and I'm sure that the owners will pay that fine. Like any previous fine, like any other club would. I'm not having cheap shots at Manchester City here. It's not for me to say whether they have or haven't broken any rules. It's for the Court of Arbitration for Sport to uphold UEFA's decision to ban them, or FIFA's decision to ban them for 2 years from the Champions League. We'll wait and see what happens. Excuse me. Casper said, will I do a forfeit if we hit 1800 on Hot Mic? Yes, probably. I mean, when we do hit 2,000 Hot Mic followers, just as a thank you, like we always said, we're going to give you guys, or one of our followers on there, a £50 Amazon gift card by way as a thank you for your support. And when we hit 40,000 YouTube subscribers as well, we're going to give away a €50 or £50 Amazon gift card by way of as a thank you to you guys as well for your support on here. So if you are enjoying tonight's stream, ladies and gentlemen, again, please do hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up as well. If you're watching this on playback later on, wondering what the fuck is going on, yeah, you really picked a strange stream to tune into for the first one. Pranav said, thank you for the side note in your makeover. For a second there, I thought it was spoof of our channel. Nope, this is real. This is actually happening. What have we got? True about Man City. If he's held the ban, could be restrictions, said Al Mitch. Lovren is a better goalkeeper than Karius, said Mo. Manchester City hopefully will have never-ending UEFA ban, said Darkness. I'm really intrigued by this appeal, because this appeal for me isn't just an appeal for Manchester City against FIFA or UEFA. This is basically FFP, will it work or not? Because if Manchester City can overturn this for whatever reason, whether it be deeper pockets, whether it be the fact that they're absolutely have broken no rules, that is not for me to say. I think it will signal the end of FFP, or the end of it in its current form, because it will quite literally be unenforceable. I mean, for me, in my outside opinion, and it is just my opinion, please want to make that very clear, I think Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City have broken fucking rules, a bender. But that is just an opinion from me. That is not a factual thing that is yet to be proven. But in my humble opinion, both clubs have broken fucking rules, in my opinion, and should be banned. But we'll wait and see what happens. But that's just my opinion. And I know Manchester City fans are going to go, fuck you, and I get it, and I understand it, and I'm willing to accept that hate, but I also am entitled to my opinion, and it is that they are iffy. Soz, I mean, when you seen all the stuff that was leaked from Der Spiegel, when you kind of hear stuff that along the language of, well, that information was gained illegally and not, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? But again, I'll let everybody make up their own mind, but the most important ones, of course, is the Court of Arbitration for Sport. What have PSG done? You really need me to answer that question. Like, there was no at all wonders as to how they managed to get Neymar and Kylian Mbappe in the same window by somehow getting loaned Kylian Mbappe for a year. Like, that didn't raise any eyebrows, Will, no. Come on. A team in the French League being able to under FFP afford all of that, along with the other players that they have, the wages. Come on, mate. I mean, let's be fair. I've no axe to grind to Paris Saint-Germain. Why would I? But again, I'm just calling things as I see it from the outside. Would I take Koulibaly or Werner if only allowed one? Werner, 100%. For varying reasons. One, I think he's what we need more, Pranav. And two, he's only 24. So he's got a long career ahead of him and he's yet to get anywhere near his peak. So, whereas I think right now Koulibaly is in his peak. So we get longer and more benefit from Timo Werner, in my humble opinion, mate. Darkness said PSG spend a lot of money. Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have. Anyway, Ergakan Kikir, who I'm sure you guys have heard me talking about before. He is the Trabzonspor goalkeeper that we've been repeatedly linked with. He's been tipped to join the Reds by his former manager, who went as far as to say Liverpool will sign Ergakan Kikir at the end of the season. Trabzonspor will not say no to Liverpool's offer. I met with Ergakan. He told me that Liverpool took care of him. I don't know what to make of that. I mean, his value has moved between 20 and 45 million, according to various articles that I've seen. I will not deny that we've been linked with this goalkeeper for a very, very, very long time, and he looks like an excellent goalkeeper. But why on earth would we go out and spend 40 odd million on a goalkeeper to come in and be back up to the world's best goalkeeper? Especially at a time where the financial climate is as it is now. These quotes that are attributed to his former manager, I don't know when exactly he made these quotes. I don't know if they were made recently. I think it comes via some Turkish site, via HITC Sport or HITC, and then it was in the Echo, and that's where I got it from. So again, please feel free to go on there, do your own digging, check out HITC or whatever for more information. But these are the quotes attributed to him. Liverpool will sign Ergakan Kikir at the end of the season. Trabzonspor will not say no to Liverpool's offer. I met with Ergakan and he told me that Liverpool took care of him. I don't know what to say. I mean, if that's true and we get Timo Werner and we bring in a Werner, then I'm going to be doing a very, very fucking happy dance at some point. But it's a very bold statement to make if it's complete horseshit. Al Mitch said, I even heard a rumour that Nike today and the doping scandals were for their sponsored athletes. There was, I mean, what was the Oregon project, the Nike Oregon project, I think, again, this is very limited information I have at the back of my mind, where there was an elite running program. I think there was a problem there with one of the coaches, I think who was Mo Farah's coach, I believe. Not that I'm in any way implying that Mo Farah did anything wrong, but I believe that coach and that whole Nike Oregon project were closed down at one point. I don't know how that's linked to any of this, but you brought it up, so I'm just trying to pass on the little bits of information I have on it at the back of my mind. What have we got? I definitely think UEFA will want to make an example out of City. It's not down to UEFA though, Limo. That's the thing. UEFA, FIFA, they've done their part. It's over to the Court of Arbitration for Sport now, who are a separate entity, mate, and they will make a decision that will be binding. And UEFA can maybe appeal that decision, but that decision is a separate decision. And UEFA, FIFA, or Manchester City have no influence or sway over that. It is supposed to be and is a separate entity, therefore appeals for people who believe they've been hard done by. So, you know what I mean? It isn't run by FIFA or UEFA, so their decision is supposed to be and probably will be entirely subjective, if that's the right word. PSG are preparing to offer 600 grand a week to Mbappe. If anyone thinks Liverpool are getting involved in that, you're crazy, said Mr. Morrissey. Tom Jones said, I remember when the games against Napoli vividly, and every time Koulibaly was the best player and was incredible. He is incredible. I'm not denying that, Tom. Koulibaly is an absolutely elite level centre back and is a man mountain. No argument. Just we don't need him, and it would be foolish to spend money at a player who's 28 now. Am I right in Koulibaly? So there'd be no sell-on value there in the future. I just don't see it happening. I'd be happy to be wrong, but I mean I just don't see that one happening. Would I take Felipe Anderson from West Ham? No. Maybe at one point, but no. Calcio Mercado report Liverpool looking at Joaquin Correa. It wasn't Angel Correa that I spoke about earlier on. It was Joaquin Correa, and thank you for correcting me on that one, Trek Wars. Yes, and we have been linked with him, mate. And that article, I think there's been more actually. I think there's been more than just Calcio Mercado. Was it Correa della Sport as well? But there's been a couple that had linked us with a move for him. How true it is or not, I don't know. I think if we're gonna get a forward though, surely it's got to be Werner. I mean, surely. Red for Life said we need a good second keeper. Like we could still be in the Champions League if we had one. I know, mate. I think about this over and over and over and over again, and there is nothing worse than a high-profile fuck up. And look, Adrian seems like a wonderful fella and has done some really good stuff as Liverpool's backup keeper, but there is no denying that fucked up clearance probably cost us a spot in the Champions League. I mean, I can't defend that clearance. You had Virgil van Dijk pointing over to the keeper's left-hand side to show him all the space that was there and what the right ball was to play. And I'll never know what went through Adrian's mind when he made a hames of that clearance. But you also can't change history. And when you bring in a backup goalkeeper with a history of some good and bad performances that Adrian has had, this may well happen. So, I mean, look, he made a mistake. Shit happens. When a goalkeeper makes a mistake, it tends to lead to a goal. And I don't want to belittle the man. Why would I? But I do agree with anyone who thinks we need a better backup goalkeeper. So, while I think it was a smart piece of business at the time when Mignolet moved on, I think it will be smart of us to look to improve that position as well going forward. Now, whether that's Camille Grabara, I don't know. Well, I think Queven Kelleher, from everything that I read, had been agreed that he was going to go out on loan next season. But again, how much do you spend on a backup goalkeeper? You're going to need to spend somewhat of a decent amount. We were linked to Strakosha a few seasons back, I think, before we signed Alisson, if memory serves as well. For me, I'd like somebody who's getting on towards the end of the career, somebody like Handanovic, but again, he ain't going to leave a club that he's starting week in and week out. It's a tough one. It really is a tough one. But I do agree with people. I think we need a better backup goalkeeper. I mean, I would have to say yes to that. You look at United, they've got Henderson on their books on loan at Sheffield United. They've got David De Gea and they've got Sergio Romero. And all three of them are excellent goalkeepers. Pepe Reina maybe, said Cameron. I think I'm a big Pepe Reina fan, mate. Love him to bits. But I think his best days are well and truly behind him. So I would be a pass for me on Reina. Luca said, "Hey Craig, you look amazing." Thank you, buddy. I did try my best just for you, Luca. I thought, hey, so let's make myself up for Luca and look good. Foster as backup. Are we talking about that fucking prick that likes to stand on penalty spots before Jimmy Milner takes them, like Fraser Foster as backup, or Ben Foster? Am I thinking of Fraser Forster, a different person, or Ben Foster? Because if it's Fraser, I jump up and down on the fucking penalty spot while the referee watches and Jimmy Milner about to step up to take a penalty. He can kiss my ass. But if it's Ben Foster, then sorry, it's a completely different conversation. Who seems like, by the way, Ben Foster seems like an absolutely lovely fella from everything that I've read. Foster from Watford, not a bad show. Not a bad show. Happily have Ben Foster as backup, happily. But as for the other penalty, fucking still to this day that drives me mental. How the ref let him away with that shit, I will never know. What are my thoughts on the final Clone Wars episode? It is that I do not watch any sci-fi, Conrad, anything like that. I've Asperger's, mate, and part of my Asperger's means that I'm very black and white thinking a lot of the time. And when I see sci-fi and certain things like that, I look at it and I go, well, that can't happen. That's bullshit. That can't fly. That can't do this. That's clearly not going to happen. And I'm just not fun to be around for stuff like that, mate. So I'm afraid I can't give you an opinion on it. Somebody, I think it was Dara Anzi earlier on, asked me about the idea of Fury versus AJ. Yes, please. I would love to see that happen. I don't think that you're going to see step aside money taken by both Deontay Wilder and Kubrat Pulev. So I don't know. I mean, Pulev is managed by the same person as Tyson Fury, I believe. So I think he's under Al Heyman. Is that right? I think he's under Al Heyman. So maybe potentially from his side it could happen, but I don't see Wilder taking step aside money, even though I also don't see any different any different result than Tyson Fury going out there and beating Deontay Wilder for me what would be a third time, because he was fucking robbed for the draw in the first one. He annihilated him in the second one, and the excuses from Deontay Wilder were embarrassing, to say the least. And this is coming from a man who's sitting here in full makeup. So yeah, I wouldn't see any difference. I'd love to see Fury AJ, love to see it, but like other people in the chat, I think Tyson Fury is the best of this era and is the best heavyweight around. But I love AJ as well, so it's a fight I'd love to see. It's a fight I'd love to be able to attend. If that fight happens, wherever it may be in the world, I will borrow, beg, and steal anything I can. Well, I'm not steal, obviously, but beg, borrow, and steal, as in, the sense that we're to make sure I can try and get there to that fight, because that would be a once-in-a-generation fight that I would love to attend badly. David Ospina as backup. I don't know. He likes to spend a lot of time on the ground, rolling around the injured Casper, from what I remember of David Ospina. Brian said the perfect backup keeper is a starter for his country, 32 years old approximately, 150 career starts at the highest level. Did I miss part one of that, Brian? Sorry. Or are you agreeing with me on Handanovic? I don't know. But, where are we going? I'm trying to find where, I don't know if you were agreeing with me, Brian, or you're a different keeper of mine, mate. Sorry. But, yeah, I've always liked the idea of Handanovic. Do you think Kylian Mbappe would have the same or better work rate as Firmino or front three do come back and help out the defence? Anybody that would come in, mate, to play for Jurgen Klopp is going to have that work rate first and foremost, because that's what our system does. Our system requires players to be really, really fit. Players to not just be fit, I mean Klopp fit. There is like an elite level of fitness above normal fitness levels. Kloppo fitness, I like to call it. And if he did come in, then yes, I'm sure he would be expected to track back the same as any other player. Sometimes, yes, you leave one player forward. Often at times that player is Mo Salah. But yeah, he would have to work and he would have to tuck inside and cover like everybody else. Mo said, I met Tyson Fury, very nice guy. Extremely jealous, Mo, I'm not going to lie. He signed 2 gloves for you. Feel free to send me one, Mo, if you want. I'm only joking. Yeah, I mean, nice one. Well in. Controversial Kasper Schmeichel. I don't really think it's controversial, Cameron. I just think from his point of view, he's at a club right now. He's number 1 at Leicester. Probably very happy and settled at the King Power Stadium. Senior player at the club. Has won a Premier League with them. Pushing for a Champions League spot. I just don't see why he'd move. Who was the Lazio keeper we allegedly after a while back? It was Strakosha. That was the guy I was talking about, Stephen. Strakosha. Onana as backup, said Liverpool way NWA. Apparently the Ajax keeper Onana, I think, has been not just linked with, I think almost agrees that he could end up at Chelsea, from what I believe I've read off the top of my head, mate. I think there was something today, an article out somewhere that suggested that move may already be agreed in principle for him to go there. Now, people laughed at me a while back. I did a video with Guillaume Balaguer and Graham Hunter a while back, and in that video I was asked afterwards to do my predicted La Liga Future 11, because it was for the launch of La Liga TV, and we were over in London, and as I said, pleasure of interviewing Guillaume Balaguer and Graham Hunter, and a few other bits and pieces happened as well. But one of the things I did for that was I made an alter or future La Liga 11 video, and I was a little bit cheeky in that I said that I fully think that that Kepa is not going to be at Chelsea and that he will be in the future La Liga 11. I think he will end up back there, and this was going back start of the year, like, so I still think I'm right. I still think that Kepa will leave Chelsea at some point and go back to Spain. And if Onana is their choice as a goalkeeper, then so be it. Seamus said you're looking well. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you lying to me so nicely, Seamus. Thank you. Stephanie Hopkins said, "Hi Craig, what have I missed? Because this looks more like a trans agenda. I like it, or tran agenda than Anfield agenda. My bad. I see the reason now. I hope your daughter had a nice birthday. She had a lovely birthday. Thank you, Stephanie. And as you can see, this is my little I won't say it's my birthday present here because I wish I got away with it with this, lightly. But yeah, this was part of the fun. And I like to try and make anybody smile, whether it be you guys or my beautiful daughter or wife or my little dude upstairs. So yeah, this is just me having a bit of fun. Liverpool confident Genie Wijnaldum will commit to a new contract this summer, according to Football Insider. Trek Wars has just posted that into the chat. I hope that's true, mate, because I absolutely love Genie and want him to stay, and I can't fathom why he wouldn't and why the club wouldn't want them to. So I hope that Michael Edwards and Genie's reps can sit down and get that sorted out, because I mean, what would it cost to replace somebody of his versatility? Look, one more thing I want to ask you guys a little bit of a favour is Connor has done up a really good what's the right phrase here? I don't want to say questionnaire, it's more kind of feedback for the channel. And there was a link in the description below of the stream if you want to help us fill that form out. It is available for everybody to fill out. I made the mistake before of thinking that form was just for members. It's not. It's available for everybody to fill out, and it gives us feedback about things like how long do you like the streams to be, particular topics, times, loads of other bits and pieces as well. And Connor's taken the time to do up that survey. So if you do have a chance at any point, please do look in the stream notes below or stream description and click on that and fill it out for us. It only takes a couple of minutes, but we've always said this is your channel and we want to know how you want the channel to be shaped, how the future of the channel goes. Again, please do hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the stream. I want that number to tick back up to 37,600 because I'm so competitive that dropping down even by a few hurt me, because I'm that petty and competitive. So if you are enjoying the stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Casper said Kepa's been a flop at Chelsea. I don't know if it would say a flop, but he definitely hasn't lived up to the price tag. What else we got? Questionnaire and feedback. I just did it tonight while I was waiting for the stream to go live. Thank you, Al. Pat Moynihan said he's done it as well already. Thank you for that. Dylan Cooney said Craig for Taoiseach. Would I be lying if I said that I didn't think about running for some type of local political office at some point down the line? I've thought about it, mate. I'm not going to lie. I mean, this won't be the campaign poster, put it that way, but yeah, I mean, I'll never make it a fucking Taoiseach, like, but have I thought about it? Yeah, down the line, I have. Mo said liked and subscribed, sir. Thank you, sir. Really do appreciate that. Craig, don't forget to wipe your makeup off after the stream. It was literally the first question I asked when my daughter was starting. How quickly can I get this off, and how difficult will it be to get this makeup off? And I was assured that there would be makeup wipes made available to me when the stream is over. So I'll keep you guys up to date. You have my vote, Joe Exotic style, said Red for Life. By the way, if you have Netflix and you haven't yet watched Tiger King, how dare you? Get on there and watch that. It's absolutely phenomenal. Was it a Cadbury's birthday cake? No, my daughter isn't a big cake eater. Unlike me, she hasn't got that sweet of a tooth. So no, it wasn't. Why was I crying? Why was you crying last month? Well, Mark, if you are a regular viewer of the channel, and I do recognise your name, mate, from the chat, I have mental health issues, and that's why I was crying last month. And the video that went out after that video, which is the next video underneath it, fully explains what went on, mate. And yeah, I'm not taking down the other video, because I hope if people see that video and people see the bad place I was in, that maybe it will inspire one person to feel like it's okay and that they can reach out for help to somebody. So I know it was a genuine question, mate. I'm trying to give you a genuine answer, but it was also answered in more depth on the next stream, buddy. If you want to go and have a watch of it, or at least the start of it. What happened to Buzz Lightyear, said Darlia. Yeah, I mean, again, regular viewers will know. You guys gave us 1,700 followers on Hot Mic. I said I'd do a forfeit. It's my daughter's birthday, as you can see, and here we are. Right, look, ladies and gentlemen, unless there's any more questions or any more topics or anything like that, we'll start to wind this one up. Again, thank you to everyone that signed up to become a member. We're so close to hitting 200 members of the channel. If you want to hit that join button, membership's just 99p a month to sign up for. The Anfield Agenda Ultra membership is $4.99 a month, and you will be getting a little Craig and Connor twice a month podcast. It won't be going up on YouTube because we always said no paywall on YouTube, but we will be finding a way to get that podcast out to our Ultra members. And again, for those of you that are going to sign up, become regular members, you'll also get access to our Discord group, which we're quite active in offline, and allows you to help shape the future of our channel as well as all those cool emojis that Liam and LFC Fan 96 and that are putting in the screen there now as well. And you get to have the Anfield Agenda logo beside your name as well, and all for just the price of what? I don't even know what 99p gets you these days. Genuinely, like a litre of milk. I don't know. Right, what else have we got? Did I hear Nicolas Cage is meant to be playing Exotic Joe in the TV series? No, I didn't. But nothing would surprise me with Nicolas Cage. And I mean that in a good way. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you guys. Hopefully, the next one will be James Pearce on Thursday, but I'm just waiting to get confirmation from James as to when he's available. So keep an eye out. Make sure you've got those notifications turned on. All our streams going forward for the rest of the month will be on Hot Mic and on YouTube. Please do sign up to Hot Mic by using the link below and putting in the code Anfield, all capital letters, as your sign up or welcome code when you download that app. It is completely free to do. Give us a follow on there as well, and I will talk to you amazing people later on in the week. Hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on. Love to you all, but mainly love to my baby girl, who's 16 today, and which is the reason that I look like this. So again, thank you to everybody for the fun tonight, and told you, I don't get embarrassed, but I love you all. I love you all dearly. Thank you so much for your love and support, and from my family to your family, I wish you health, happiness, prosperity, and I will talk to you guys later on in the week. Up the motherfucking Reds.